Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is set for 6 rounds of boxing in the super flyweight division. Your 3 judges scoring: Esteban Franco, Max Zúñiga, y Francisco Pacheco. And when the bell rings, your third man, el tercero en la superficie, Jesús Soto. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black and silver. His official weight, 115 pounds. Representing Ensenada, Baja California, Adriel Osuna. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing blue with white and silver. His official weight, 115 pounds. Hailing out of Republic of El Congo and representing Sweet Science Boxing Gym, San Diego, California, USA, Mulapi Enjani. And here is with the final instructions, Jesús Soto.
Señores, ya conocen la regla de la pelea, ¿ok? No golpes bajos, te hago con la cabeza, los golpes de la nuca no se valen, espalda tampoco. Choquen guantes. Buena suerte.
And we're on right over here. 6 rounds in the super flyweight division. Mulapi Enjani, 2-5-2 in the blue shorts with white trim out of San Diego, California. Going up against Adriel Osuna with an 0-2 record in the black shorts with a silver trim. Enjani, San Diego kid, so Carlos must have seen quite a bit of this kid, right?
Well, you know, Mulapi working around the San Diego gym circuit, you know, sometimes he likes to work inside. Is what I've seen in the past. He's high defense, you know, and he loves to scrap. He ain't gonna run. He's gonna sit there and scrap with you. So it should be a good fight.
That's exactly what I was gonna say about Mulapi. He likes to come forward. He likes to brawl. Definitely a fan-friendly style.
He throws a 4-punch combination, but Osuna able to avoid all 4 of those punches as Enjani pushing the pace a bit. He's the one that's coming forward, forcing Osuna to throw punches as well. Very active with his jab. Trying to work on the inside. Osuna, though, doing a good job of using his height and his reach. Every time Enjani is pressuring, he throws the jab out, though. He had a series of big punches just now.
Yeah, he landed a good right-handed Enjani right there. And like I mentioned earlier, he likes to come forward. As Triple G would say, Mexican style.
Ghana style for Enjani. Osuna, though, has been trying to mount some sort of offense, though. And Gianni's pressure has kind of befuddled his rhythm at the moment. Though he lands a 3-punch combination there.
Osuna needs to sit down on his shots a little more. If he wants to get Enjani off him, he needs to sit down on his shots because he's throwing from way up top.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. You know, in the inside, he has a tendency to stand straight up. If he were just to bend his knees and shoot the little short uppercuts and maybe land on Mulapi, but Mulapi's pressure is causing some difficulties.
It certainly has been the one that's been getting the best of these exchanges of punches so far in this round number 1. As Enjani continues to press forward, putting Osuna, in a very uncomfortable position against the ropes.
What I was going to say earlier, Carlos, Osuna is standing up, straight up when he throws his shots, especially the uppercuts. But you as a trainer, that would probably be one of the first things you correct when your fighter is throwing from way up top instead of crouching down and getting more leverage on his shots.
Yeah, when you see that kind of stuff in the inside, there's two actual distances. There's mid-range and then there's inside work. And in Osuna's case, if he was to sit down a little bit more, just sit down, watch him coming, get your head off of the line and work inside, because Mulapi really doesn't have a lot of waist movement. So if you can just work, sit down, work both sides of the body, because there Mulapi's shooting from the outside. So if you sit down, shoot little short uppercuts, counter that outside stuff, you're going to have some good success.
Well put, well put.
Well, let's see if he takes your tips, Carlos, and applies them here in round number 2. As Mulapi, as you would expect, the one coming forward and pressuring. And this must be such a difficult style to deal with if you're Osuna or any fighter, a guy that just keeps coming forward, and is non-stop in his pressure and his aggression.
And now Enjani's actually moving his head like he just did right now, avoided a left hook. He's coming forward, throwing that jab, and just pressuring him to the ropes.
Yeah. Well, Osuna finally answers back with a counter punch. Now a series of combinations from him. Though there's not much power behind his punches.
I think that's the main reason why, Marcos, he's unable to get Enjani off of him. He just doesn't pack too much of a punch.
2 punch combinations there from Enjani.
Beautiful right hand by Enjani. Now to the body.
But we're in round 2. There has to come a time in Osuna when he has to sit down, hold his ground, and say, hey, that's it. I'm not going to run no more. I'm going to get you off me, and I'm going to work inside. Instead of trying to wrap up, see, there's some success. Mulapi takes a little step back. If you just hold your ground and just bite down and just fight, and that's what's, see? Just hold your ground.
A big scoring tactic for the judges is ring generalship, controlling that ring.
And it seems he took your advice, Carlos, as Osuna now, landing combinations, has the crowd on their feet now, as the fight has broken out here at the Salon Mezzanine. Both fighters going at it. And Osuna now telling Enjani to come forward.
Johnny figured him out a little bit, waited out the storm, and coming forward again with the same game plan he had in round 1 and beginning of round 2.
No, but we got a great fight here, guys. Back and forth action.
Look at as he's taking the body now, both fighters exchanging punches.
This might be the best fight we've had so far. Back and forth. Right now, I can't pick a winner.
Enjani with a right hand. Fouls it up to the body and a hook to the top. Straight right hand by Enjani. Digs to the body. Osuna, though, attempting to break the rhythm of Enjani. Enjani, though, continuing to pressure in the clinch now, in the inside. But Osuna answering with a series of body shots and a jab just moments ago. We come to the end of round number 2. So far, the best round in all of the night that we've seen so far.
If Osuna would throw the jab, take a step back, throw the right hand as Mulapi was coming in, he could have some success. But you know what? Mulapi, I told you, has a never quit attitude, and he's
Osuna and Enjani.
Also, Carlos, one thing as a cornerman is to say something and for your fighter to actually be able to execute. It's 2 different things. sometimes it might be too difficult. In this case, Enjani just pressing forward, relentless.
Well, that's why in my corner it's very controlled and the instructions are very small. The fight's already stressful. When the fighter gets there, you calm him down, you give him short, quick instructions that he can follow during the fight. And you as a cornerman, you're taking him through walls. Short and sweet is what I like.
Osuna just landed a counter right hand there.
And we continue with this back and forth action. Enjani controlled the beginning of the round, and here comes Osuna.
Osuna must have heard you, Carlos, when you were saying that advice at the beginning of the second round. He's really standing his ground now.
You know, if you're going to be in the fight game, you got to have heart. You have to have cojones in this game. You know, so sometimes you just got to sit down and who wants it more. You know, Mulapi's doing some great work, but Osuna doesn't want to just lay down on him, so he's want to work too. So both guys want to win, and this one makes a great fight for the fight fans.
Sneaky right hand there by Enjani. As it's turned into an inside fight now. Both fighters fighting in close quarters. Osuna now had Enjani against the ropes as they both break. And Enjani follows it up with a two-punch combination.
It seems to me as though Enjani finally found the rhythm of Osuna. He's pressuring when he wants to, and in this case right now, he's countering when he wants to very effectively. He's doing a good job.
You know why? Because Osuna's smothering himself inside. He's putting his head on his shoulders, and there's really nothing behind those shots. I think Mulapi wants to win more, but if he can sit down, just bend his knees like we talked earlier. There we go. Bend your knees and sit down inside. He could have some good success.
Fatigue starting to set in for both fighters. As Enjani continues working to the head and the body. Some punches being blocked, but some punches scoring cleanly. And this has to be a tough fight to score if you're the referee, as both fighters going back and forth, both landing clean punches on each other as well.
But Osuna's breathing out of his mouth, so the pace of the fight, we're only in the third round. It's a high-paced fight. But Osuna, once again, he's crowding himself. He's putting his head on his shoulder. I don't know if he's trying to take a breather, but if he can just, there we go, get a little bit more space. Oh, but what I like about Mulapi is he walks back throwing punches, and that's a mature fighter.
We come to the end of round 3.
He's doing an excellent job of pressuring when he wants to, and in this case, at the end of the round, he was landing good counter shots. You're not going to be able to pressure the whole fight.
Exactly.
And he's doing a great mixture of both.
I really like the way Mulapi is actually transitioning. Osuna said, that's it, I want to crowd you, I want to work inside, and Mulapi's taking a little half step back, he's just catching him. Good.
Absolutely.
We take a look now, a replay of the action happening in round number 3. Here we see Osuna, like you mentioned, Carlos, crowding a bit, not able to really throw anything because he's crowding himself, and then he's throwing punches, but a lot of them are being blocked too.
Yeah, and Johnny was doing a good job catching shots, slipping shots, and what we didn't get to see in that replay is him countering the shots.
So we got round number 4 of a very spirited affair between Mulapi Enjani and Adriel Osuna.
Nice right hand by Mulapi.
Turned it on in the second round, although he's getting tagged by big haymakers from Enjani. Osuna now trying to respond as Enjani seems to have gotten his second win, pushing forward. Got a little Superman jab right there that Enjani lands. And every punch Enjani throws is a power punch, pretty much. Man, you got to admire the conditioning of Enjani. Just keeps coming forward. regardless if he's getting tired or not, just keeps coming forward.
He keeps coming forward, and he keeps his composure. He's throwing good short shots. Right now, he's evading most of Osuna's shots.
Doing a good job of rolling some of those punches that Osuna has been throwing. As both fighters working on the inside though, and Johnny having more success than Osuna. Osuna doing a lot of missing in there. And Osuna getting a little bit wide on his punches as well.
Yeah, I think he's a little tired. I think the second and the third round, he came out really quick, and now he's just gasping for air. He's uncomposed, but Mulapi's just moving around, stepping back, catching him. Watch, he works on one side of the ropes, comes out to the other side.
As the crowd comes to their feet now, as the two are exchanging in the corner.
Most shots by Osuna are not landing, and Mulapi's doing a great job of slipping and countering.
But Osuna just putting everything into those shots.
But Osuna gets an A+ for heart tonight, guys.
See, backs
I think they both
and Johnny in the
recall
corner
this is
once
an
more.
excellent fight.
Oh, this is a good one. Good one. I think the people got their money's worth with this fight.
And Johnny lands at the top, follows it up with the right hand.
Oh, nice
Oh,
1-2.
1-2.
Nice 1-2.
As the ref calls a stop to the action. The crowd not happy with that. As we come to the final 30 seconds of round number 4. And Johnny Osuna fighting in the middle of the ring. A 1-2 lands, followed up by Enjani. As they both continue to work on the inside. Osuna just throwing caution to the wind. He just is hoping one punch lands there.
Great job, guys.
As we
Great
come to the end
job.
of round number 4.
Oh, this is a 6-round fight, guys. Let's go. We got 2 more rounds. Yeah, Osuna's punches are really wide, but it comes to one side. Okay, here we go. There we go.
And we have Mulapi once again going forward. I think he feels that he could take out Osuna. After Osuna, in my opinion, blew his wad in that last round. Like you mentioned, he was breathing out of the ground the majority of the round.
Well, now he's on his bicycle right now as Enjani continuing the pressure. Coming forward. Like you mentioned earlier, Chris, he has to sit on those punches to stop Enjani from coming forward because he's just going to keep getting Enjani in his face for the remainder of the 2 rounds. Series of right hands from Enjani as Osuna ties up there. Comes forward with hooks to the body.
You see, but that's the difference. When Mulapi walks back and he gives him movement, he's throwing. Look, he steps back. When Osuna takes off, and there's no punches on the backside of those moves. And most of those punches look like arm punches, but so I think that's going to be the difference going down the lane. See, once he gets that good 1-2, tries to wrap up.
I really do think that Enjani took the steam out of Osuna already. It seems that he's just looking for an excuse right now to just fork over. All Enjani has to do is just keep the pressure. Keep throwing to the body.
Osuna breathing heavily. attempting to stop Enjani from moving forward, but he keeps eating punches as well. Hands are down. Clearly fatigued as he continues to try to mount some offense here in close quarters. But Enjani getting the better of these exchanges. And Johnny doing a really great job too as well, moving away and slipping from Osuna's punches.
And Osuna is still determined to dig to Enjani's body, even though he's evidently tired. He's still trying. Such a great fight.
You know, with now in the 5th round, if Mulapi would just slow the pace just a little bit and rip shots as hard as he can, I think he could take him out. Start out with the body, finish up with the head. And I think a good, solid shot could put Osuna on the canvas.
We come to the final 10 seconds of round number 5. With fatigue setting in for both fighters. As we come now to the end of this round, and coming into round number 6, Chris, Carlos, very close fight, I think, but I think at this point, momentum's now starting to shift over to Enjani, seeing that he's been able to roll with a lot of the punches that Osuna has been throwing.
Yeah, and Carlos made a good point. If Enjani's able to sit down on his shots and just land one, maybe even 2 hard shots instead of throwing the bulk that he's throwing, he might be able to get Osuna out of there.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Osuna.
Okay, this is the 6th and final round, guys. This has been a fast-paced 6-rounder, so we're going to the final round. So who wants it more? I think both of them look pretty little tired, but who comes down to heart in the 6 rounds?
Well, this has certainly been the fight of the night so far. As here we are in the final round, round number 6.
Really?
Of a very back and forth fight between Mulapi Enjani and Adriel Osuna. And Johnny, throughout the course of 5 rounds, just in the face of Osuna, non-stop pressure, mixing his attack to the head and the body. Osuna visibly tired, though he's been able to stay in the fight, answering back with combinations of his own. You're seeing Johnny, 2 right hooks to the body. And that's been the key for him in the inside, has been able to get away from the punches of Osuna. He's been doing it all night.
Yeah, he's been using a lot of good head movement, just like we see right there. And at this point right now, Osuna seems to be a little bit more tired than Enjani, initiating the clinches at this point.
Osuna, though, with a series of punches there, though, being blocked by Enjani. Oh, big straight hand, but Enjani answers back with a 4-punch combination.
But Osuna doesn't want to go away.
Yeah, best punch of the fight, that left hook by Osuna. Wasn't enough to stop Enjani, though.
Now these African fighters, they're relentless. They just keep coming forward, keep coming forward.
You know, it reminds me of a fighter in the 80s, Ike Corte. You know, Bazooka. He was from Ghana. Great guy, great fighter.
I think you're thinking 90s, Carlos, because I was still alive for that.
All right.
Now I wish we had a punch count to see how many punches are being thrown between both fighters. I want to say the amount of punches that Enjani's throwing has to average around 80 to 100 punches in each of these rounds.
I believe you're right, Marcos. It has to be 100 for Enjani each round. And he's still throwing and he's still acting like he's fresh, so definitely wearing on Osuna.
Osuna, I don't know what's fueling him at this point. Has to be just running on fumes and pure heart. Hands are down. And Johnny in his face every second he gets, landing uppercuts like he is right there, but answering back as well. We go to the final 10 seconds of this fight. And Johnny trying to finish strong. And it's over, guys. I think we got a fight of the night right there. The fans here, the attendants at the Salon Mezzanine, on their feet, giving both these fighters a round of applause for a great action-packed fight that was back and forth. The final frame of the fight with both fighters going back and forth. And Johnny, though, for the most part, able to slip the punches of Osuna. I expect a close decision, though. We'll see what the referees, the judges will score this fight. Let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to get the decision
I would
of
agree
the
with
night.
you, Marcos. It was a competitive fight, but I think it's going to be a wider scores because Enjani narrowed out each close round, but I think he won the majority of the rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 6 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. El juez Francisco Pacheco califica el combate 58-56, 58-56. And both judges have the same scores. Max Zúñiga and Esteban Franco for 60-54. 60-54 coinciden estos dos últimos. Por lo tanto, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime. Your winner by the way of unanimous decision. From Sweet Science Boxing, San Diego, Mulapi Enjani.
A lot should be said about Adriel Osuna. He put on a hell of a performance as well. Blood and guts in there in his fight, though. It didn't go his way, though. He put quite a performance here tonight.
That was a great fight tonight. It brought the fans to its feet. And you can hear the cheers in the crowds. It sounds like Mulapi brought a lot of support here tonight, so it was a great fight for the fight fans. To a treat to a good one.
Well, Marcos, I think the fans definitely enjoyed that last fight.
No, they certainly did because of this reason right here. The back and forth action between both fighters